A brilliant idea often lacks the inherent power to survive on its own. Without the right structure, a strategic insight simply fades out before it can reach the stakeholders who could authorize it. LinkedIn's 2024 Workplace Learning Report puts communication at the top of the list for global soft skills. Yet, high-performing professionals frequently sabotage their own influence through unconscious habits in their speech and writing. This sabotage usually takes the form of hedges like maybe or just, and vague subjective adjectives like great. These words drain authority. They force your audience to work harder to find your meaning, creating a friction that leads to disengagement. When a presenter sounds unsure, the audience stops evaluating the idea and starts doubting the speaker. Speaking up is only the first step. The real challenge is converting a silent idea into persuasive gravity, the kind of professional weight that leads to budget approval and project launches. Fixing a weak pitch starts with a ruthlessly objective audit. You have to strip away every subjective filler word and qualifier that doesn't add hard information to the sentence. In their place, you insert precise, domain-specific vocabulary. Using the exact terms your industry uses for its mechanics signals that you are operating with professional competence. For example, instead of saying a project had a good year, the pitch uses a measurable metric, a 150% return on investment. This substitution changes the argument's foundation. Grounding the claim in a specific financial output replaces personal opinion with a verifiable record. Modern writing assistant software like Grammarly or Language Tool can automate parts of this audit. These tools scan for article usage, tense consistency, and tone, flagging areas where a draft lacks professional polish. This data filter shifts the speaker's position. You move from making a tentative request to presenting a high-value business case. While software handles grammar, the argument's weight relies on an older system. This is the Pnyx in Athens, the birthplace of structured civic debate. Here, Aristotle codified a triad of persuasion that remains the structural blueprint for professional influence today. The first pillar is logos, the appeal to logic. In a business pitch, the 150% ROI and the hard data you've gathered fulfill this requirement for a rational, evidence-based case. The second is ethos, or credibility. Using precise vocabulary and maintaining a clear structure proves to the audience that you are a reliable source. Finally, there is pathos, the emotional connection. This involves framing your data around the strategic goals, risks, or specific concerns that your stakeholders care about most. Applying this triad turns a standard data report into a finished argument. It ensures your message is logically sound, ethically credible, and relevant to the people who have the power to say yes. Even a perfect script is limited by the medium of the page. Persuasion requires a physical execution to move from a draft to a decision. This starts with vocal variety. By adjusting your pace and volume, you can highlight key data points and keep the audience focused on the most critical parts of your message. Physicality also projects confidence. Open body language and consistent eye contact act as a signal to the room that you believe in the data you are presenting. This composure is essential during a Q&A. Handling pushback with calm clarity ensures the conversation remains productive rather than defensive. Physical delivery is the vehicle for your authority. Without a confident performance, the argument remains theoretical. When we compare the starting draft to the audited version, the difference is clear. The hesitation is replaced by clean, highly structured certainty. The finalized document functions as a targeted call to action, linking measurable data to a specific business decision. These same rhetorical principles, logic, credibility, and emotion, scale from the boardroom to the world stage. In 1940, Winston Churchill relied on this structural balance to stabilize a nation in crisis. This structural balance allowed figures like Martin Luther King Jr. to turn a vision of justice into a massive societal movement. Professional communication is a highly constructed discipline. It is a set of tools designed to increase clarity and buy-in, not a magical talent bestowed at birth. Mastering this stack shifts a professional's trajectory. It provides the mechanics to move beyond participation and begin leading the conversation.